Chances are up significantly over the last few months. You know, you go back a few months ago, February 26th, he had just a 7% chance. What is that? That's 5 plus 2. Now it's up like a rocket. There's a pretty decent chance of it. It's now up over a quarter, a 27% chance. So those who dismiss Pratt's chances, well, you got another thing coming because he's got a realistic shot of winning this thing.
Ladies and gentlemen, he tried it. Fake Tapper CNN tried to corner Spencer Pratt with things he had said in the past when he was literally like in his 20s. Spencer Pratt, I don't know how old he is now, but he's definitely not in his 20s. So it obviously didn't work because he knows what he's doing. He doesn't have this horrendous track record. That's one of the things that I think is good about him is that, you know, for the people who criticize his lack of experience, well, hello, when have we seen all of this amazing experience pan out well for the vast majority of politicians? A lot of the time we just see people get in these positions, they suck balls for like 30 plus years, or in Joe Biden's case, like 40, maybe more years than that. And that's just what they go on to do their entire career is fail upward. Spencer Pratt here doesn't have this horrendous track record and actually deserves a shot here. CNN thinks that maybe they could do whatever they can to criticize him, box him in, take it away from him. I don't think that is working at all. Let's go ahead and react to this interview and see for ourselves. By the way, guys, there's a new feature on YouTube where you can hype videos. So be sure to like the video, hype the video. It helps out a lot. Appreciate you.
In our politics lead, it is an extremely tight race for Los Angeles mayor right now. A new UC Berkeley Los Angeles Time poll shows the top 3 candidates in a close battle ahead of next Tuesday's primary election. All 3 are polling in the mid to low 20s among likely primary voters. Incumbent Mayor Karen Bass is at 26%. LA City Council member Nithya Rahman at 25%. And former reality TV star of the show The Hills, Spencer Pratt, is at 22%. 1 in 10 likely voters in this poll say that they're still undecided. Joining us now is LA Mayor.
It's close, but I ain't gonna cap. I don't like Nitwit, being so close. 25%. I've seen polls where Pratt is literally at the top, but with polls like this, it's one of those things where this is a hell of a nail biter.
We need to have mandatory treatment for people that are on drugs, naked in the street, attacking taxpayers, attacking moms, making kids unsafe. The videos that are shared with me that I can't post online because my accounts would get deleted are so horrific. The amount of naked drug addicts in front of children all across the city of Los Angeles doing horrific things that is just allowed because there's no more enforcing of any laws in the city. And as mayor, all I really have to do to make everyone safe is enforce all the laws that exist, that any functioning, successful city does. They enforce a law and there's consequences for crime. And, you know, again, this is not rocket science. The reason I have a success is I'm telling people the truth with common sense. This isn't political. I'm not connected to any political party, no matter how much people try to say. Only reason I got in this race is because I was exposing the criminal negligence that burned down my town, and when nothing was done about it, and the mayor was just going to run unopposed and get guaranteed 4 more years, I said is enough. I need to step up for my community and for Los Angeles and stop this. That's what people are voting for, a mandate and change. And that's what I represent.
So you are new to politics, and there's a lot of people don't know about you. I know you've been criticized for, in the past, having gone on the Alex Jones show. Our K-File investigative team was interested when they heard that because some of your critics have been talking about that. And it's interesting. In a series of tweets back in July 2019, you praised this film, or films rather, 2009, I should say. Back then, you praised Loose Change. That's a series of.
Wait a minute, y'all see what Fake Tapper tried? No. You see what he tried, right? First, he said 2019. Then he corrected the record afterward. Oh, 2009, it was a little slip up. You think that was a slip up or mistake? I personally don't think so, but let me know what you guys think.
Conspiracy film central to the 9/11 truther movement, alleging that the attacks on 9/11 were an inside job. You wrote, quote, "Anyone who can watch that and not see the truth is blind." Now, around the same time of these posts, you went on Alex Jones' show and you suggested 9/11 was an inside job. Take a listen.
What about government-sponsored terror? What about 9/11? What about governments staging terror attacks? Is 9/11 an inside job from your research?
not from my research, but from your research, it 100% is, because I can't even believe that it took me seeing your film to know about Building 7. How did that not hit the mainstream media?
Do you still think that 9/11 was an inside job?
What I've learned, almost 20 years later, is it's actually the negligence of the people in power. I would have loved to have gone along with when my house burned down and my parents' house burned down, everyone saying it was lasers, it was a land grab, it was just like Maui, but it's not. The reality is people in charge fail us as taxpayers. And when you're listening to that audio, that's a 21, 22-year-old person. I'm now 42 and have experienced city negligence, state negligence. And I've learned a lot about it. It's actually worse than a conspiracy. It's that we have people in charge that make mistakes that get people killed. So unfortunately, I was young and naive to understanding how there is people that will fail citizens across the board. And I would have to go back and look at all that. I haven't watched any of those things in 20 years or whatever. But I bet now, with my fresh eyes of surviving the city's negligence that burned 12 people in my neighborhood alive, 7,000 structures, and seeing how fast the internet was said that was a conspiracy, and how I had to be like, no, this is how it happened, this, and this. Now with new fresh eyes, I'm sure I would look at that a lot different. I think. And
guys, because I don't know, it's about a minute here left, so I don't know if he's going to cover this, but there was so many things. There was no fire breaks. There was no water. There was no staff, or not enough, right? And the freaking mayor was in Ghana, took a trip to Africa, to the motherland. Right? There was issue on top of issue on top of issue. Her own people criticized her, guys. So
the city of Los Angeles fail you and your department and our city?
It's my job to stand up as a chief and exactly say, justifiably, what the fire department needs to operate to meet the demands of the community.
Did they fail you?
That is our job, and I tell you, that's why I'm here. So let's get us what we need so our firefighters can do their jobs.
Did they fail you?
Yes.
Of course, this is one of the things that I tell people who, want to sit up here and try to argue with me in the comments, or in some cases in real life. These people don't have no idea how these systems work. Once you actually understand how the systems work, you understand how foolish it is for all of these conspiracy theories to make any sense. There's so many gears that have to be in place, and pretty much one wrong thing can throw the whole thing into absolute pandemonium. But people think that, it's just so easy if you have enough money to just stage and set up anything. And it's not that simple at all, because there's too many different motivations, too many different conflicting factors, too many different people who can make mistakes, not be on the same page, not care. I mean, these people just don't get it, guys.
Anytime we see something that's just so shocking and unbelievable, we as humans want to try to find excuses, but sometimes the excuses are just real simple. People failed us as taxpayers.
So that interview was in 2009. It was in July 2009, so you were almost 26 years old, just to be clear. Do you regret saying that? I mean, do you now accept that 9/11 was because of al-Qaeda terrorists, not because of an inside job by the U.S. government?
Well, no, again, what I'm saying is I believe a lot of people failed to allow the al-Qaeda terrorists to get in. So I think the negligence in government allowed, not on purpose, but just failures. They didn't burn my house down on purpose. They just failed. And again, everything I've done in the past, I was learning. I'm not perfect. I didn't run to be mayor because I was some perfect past. I ran because there was no other fighter to stop corruption now. I was happy just living my life, feeding hummingbirds with my 2 kids, taking them to school. I didn't have this life to become one of these career politicians where I didn't make mistakes. I wasn't human. I didn't say dumb or stupid things for 20 years in a very public light. So, regret. Of course, I have 20 years of regret. I've talked about how many regrets, but that doesn't connect to my mission now. Once you lose everything, once your parents lose everything, once your neighbors lose everything, you become a new person. The person I am now is very different than the person before January 7th. So,
all right. LA mayoral candidate Spencer Pratt, thank you so much.
Spencer Pratt, like this guy is like, he reminds me of like, you take Vivek Ramaswamy, just turn him to a white guy. He just pretty much seems like he just says everything perfectly to me. I mean, I don't know if you guys think that, but I haven't seen anything where I feel like, oh man, Spencer, you bungled that one. But I feel that way a lot of the time about, well, not a lot. I feel that way sometimes about other conservatives. Like they have kind of some good interviews and conversations and some that are not so good. I haven't seen none from Pratt where I'm just like, bro, you could have probably did better than that. Like he really cooked with Crisco here because of course he's been on the same message the entire time. Like, hey, I'm not even about this life. These fools allowed my house to burn down negligently, wasn't doing anything about it, still haven't rebuilt the houses, and now they're trying to label me as like, you know, MAGA, fascist, all of this stuff just because they don't want to get cooked in the election, and they know that a bunch of rabid liberal lunatics obviously are going to fall for that. Many of them already have, but it has nothing to do with the substance of the fact that look what happened. Do you really want to risk that happening again? Because the way things are looking, it absolutely will. But these are just my thoughts, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I appreciate you guys watching. I'm out. Shout out to my members, patrons, and fellow anomalies, Cyber Noodle, 655, The Great, Bella Scott, Carpentier John, and Pinecone 6. I appreciate you guys every single day.
Interesting. After Nithya Raman embarrassingly posted a fake poll that said she was surging.
And if you believe this poll, I have bridges to sell you on 1st Street, 6th Street, and Alameda Street, and there's no bridge on Alameda. Raman is not well known in the city at all.
You see, schemers like Raman and Basura and their media sickos can't fathom that I didn't have some grand scheme to run for mayor like these slimy career politicians. I didn't plan any of this. I wasn't thinking, I really need to make sure I stay in the zip code in case I run for mayor. I was just trying to find the safest place to go where I could try and give my kids the most normal life that I could after these clowns nearly destroyed our life as we knew it. But guess what? Pratt Daddy used his SBA disaster loan to get an Airstream craned into my burned out lot in the Palisades. Sure, thanks to Karen Basura, it'll take a whole month for LADWP to get our power connected, but my Palisades war room is back. Like Mel Gibson and Lethal Weapon, I'm living in my trailer by the beach and I'm winning this race. Unlike Nithya, who spent her whole life in either India or on the East Coast, didn't even step foot in California until her 30s, knows nothing about our city. I was born here, went to school at USC, I bleed Dodger blue, this is my city and I'm taking it back.
Let's do it, asshole.